I love dirt because without it, I wouldn't be able to clean anything, you know? Something about just getting in deep into a gravy boat, you know? Like you can't even see in it. The gravy boat's so deep, you can't even see inside them half the time, depending on the type, you know? We get into that in a different interview. Suppose, you know, growing up and that was pretty normal, like pretty happy kid, my mum would have said. You know, I'd have me dinner and, you know, I'd clear it off or whatever, but I wouldn't be washing the plates or anything like that, you know. But then I suppose she said when I was 5, my mum told me, she said, you'd take out your willy sometimes after dinner and you'd try to piss on the plates and clean them up that way. And I didn't know what I was doing at the time, you know, but I suppose in retrospect, you know, I was trying to wash the dish, wasn't I? Sometimes I ask myself, like, what would my life look like if I did something different, you know? And I think about the different, you know, things that people do and stuff, and I always come back to this sense of joy when I think about cleaning the pot, you know? You know, in yoga they say that if you find the sun salutation boring, or you think you've mastered the sun salutation, it actually means you're not doing it right. And I believe the same to be true about washing plates. You need to be more focused. You need to be more focused on the micro movements, you know? How is each bristle moving underneath your fingers, you know? All these things to consider. Get in, look at that, look at that. Lovely dirt. I'm thinking, is there anything more satisfying? And there's not, you know, there just isn't. Sometimes if we're having a slow night in the restaurant, you know, I literally buy dessert for every guest in the restaurant just so I can clean their plates after them, you know? I'm only earning minimum wage when I'm spending twice that in dinners for other people, but I don't mind because I don't even care. I just love washing dishes. If you use a dishwasher, you're not a dishwasher, you know? Dishwasher uses 2 things. Well, I suppose it could be more, but like, you know, you use your hands is what I'm saying. It's not for the faint-hearted, you know? If there's dirt on someone's dish, it's on my conscience, you know? You know, some people will laugh at the dishwasher, you know? They'll say it's an unskilled profession or something like this. But then I think if you take one of them like accountants or one of those lads on Wall Street or whatever, you know, give them a day-old crusty gravy boat and see what they do with it, they'd be lost, you know? I would just have a few things out of my quiver here. Like this is my scrubber. It's like my main scrubber. So like if I, you know, have a pot or a boat or anything really, this will give it a good scrub. Like, and then there's this. This is a great little sponge. It's really good because it's blue. You know, a lot of people, they get caught up in the gear aspect of dishwashing, you know, but you can't put a price on experience, you know. You give me a greasy pot and a sponge, you know, I'll clean it, you know. Give the same to a rookie with a steel brush. They might not get the same results. It's not about the gear, it's about your technique, you know. So usually I get the pot, you know, get a bit of moisture on it and then in a little bit of soap, you know. And then like nothing too fancy here. You're just kind of getting in and getting around it, you know, but you want to really get into it. Because a lot of lads, you know, they'll just, you know, loaf the soap in and then, you know, swill it around. And you can do that, but if you want a clean pot, you know, if you want a clean pot, you have to clean the pot. It's not rocket science, you know, it's more complex. Yeah. That's what you want. Look. See that? You know, I used to work in the hotel business, and one of my mentors there, Barry his name was, we used to call him Baz, great dishwasher. He used to say to me, he said, Dave, if the dishes aren't sparkling, they're not clean enough. And you know, ever since then, like that's really stuck with me, you know. The dishes aren't sparkling, they're not clean enough. Now, look at that. There's nothing that brings me more joy than a big pot of soup ready to be washed. Look at that. Lovely and crusty, lovely and dirty. Even a little bit of caramelization there in the bottom of the pan. That'd be lovely now. Get that off, no bother. times like these where I feel bad for people that have those machine dishwashers, because this is just, it's a joy you can't find anywhere else, you know? Usually, you know, you size up your load, you know, you'll have whatever, you'll have your pots and your pans and your dishes, your bowls. And usually I used to like to do the pots at the end, you know? But sometimes, you know, I'll just be in this weird flow state. I don't know what it is. It's like a divine connection where I just feel compelled, you know, to do the pots first. And I can't explain it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's God or something like that. But you just know in those moments that you have to do the pots first. Just, you know. Very easy, you know. You could be scrubbing away and then the dirt's still there when you're done because you weren't scrubbing enough. And that's the thing. People think you're scrubbing. I tell you, you're scrubbing. You're not scrubbing if you're scrubbing. You're scrubbing if you're scrubbing. And you're not always scrubbing. And that's the thing. People think they're scrubbing when they're not scrubbing. You know? Look, I'll show you. Scrubbing, right? This is scrubbing, yeah? Right? This isn't scrubbing. That's not scrubbing. This is scrubbing. Scrubbing, not scrubbing. Scrubbing, not scrubbing. One of the biggest mistakes I see rookies making is that they'll rinse their pots out too soon. You know, they'll put in the hot water, they'll put in the soap, whatever you're using. And then, you know, they'll give it a quick scrub around and then they'll toss it. But your pot's only going to be 95% clean if you do that. And, you know, what's the point? It's either clean or it's not clean, you know? A pot is clean or it's not clean, you know?
So true.
Sometimes I'd be asleep and I'd be cleaning pots in my dream, and then I wake up from the dream and I'm like, you know, wish I could clean a pot. And then I realize it's like half an hour till my shift starts and I actually get to do it for real. And it's I'm literally dreaming my dreams and then living my dreams when I wake up from a dream. Just like living in a dream. I may as well be in a dream. I can't tell my dreams from the dish pit, you know? It's like I'm in the dish pit in my dreams. I'm in the dish pit when I'm in the dish pit. It's amazing. It's not for everyone, you know, dishwashing. You know? Long hours, late nights. You know, I ask people, like, really consider, like, what is it that you want? Do you want to live? Do you want to have a life? Or do you want to wash dishes? Because you can't do both.